Hey, what's up everyone? I hope you're all having a wonderful day or night, but for now, let's get into the video.
When did TikTok become a dating site? Hear me out. So, I get hundreds of messages every single day. Granted, I will not reply to any of you. I'm sorry. But I do see them all. And the amount of messages that I get that say, "Oh, we'd be so good together. Oh, you're so beautiful, but I live in Finland. I live in Ireland. All these other places," or "You're so beautiful, but I'm a bit too old for you." Like, appreciate it, but babe, never once stated that I'm looking for anybody. Like, this is not a dating site. And a little FYI, I would never date anyone from TikTok. Ever. Like, no exceptions.
Yeah, I wouldn't either, but I guess some men would really sleep with anything that moves. Yeah, weird, but anyway, isn't every social media platform a dating site, app, or whatever you want to call it? It may not start like that, but it will turn into that sooner rather than later. You, if I had to guess, of course, you had no idea, right?
Every time my boyfriend complains that my standards are way too high, I'm always like, okay, you have the freedom to go and date a girl that splits the bill, does 50-50, contributes financially to the relationship. There's a lot of girls that are happy to do that. Why did you choose me? Why are you with me? And his answer is always the same, which is, well, if I dated a girl like that, she would keep me poor. I wouldn't be as motivated. I wouldn't work as hard. I wouldn't want to be better or grow or want better for my life if I'm with a girl that doesn't push me and doesn't have any expectations from me.
Exactly right. Go out and make more money so she has more money to spend. How is that not keeping you poor? Well, now you're trying to use logic and we don't accept that here. And I know what you're thinking. When did she get a boyfriend? How would I not have an answer for you? It happened anywhere just between yesterday and not yet.
Here's the problem with dating apps. It's too much information too soon. I just saw a woman and she's beautiful. That was my first thought, beautiful woman. In a normal scenario, if they were at a bar, you go up, you say hello, you figure out if there's a vibe. But then the next scroll down, there was a prompt and she said, I plan on reading 30 books this year. We couldn't be two more opposite people. But if we met in person, we talk, we maybe vibe, we date for a few months, and I make fun of her. Oh, she's a real bookworm. But now, I have to look face to face in the mirror. I have to look at myself and say, Jared, the only reason you like her is you think she's beautiful. And you have to ignore that she's a 30 book woman. I'm a 0 book guy. I'm a gives up on every article I've ever started reading guy. How could I ever approach her at this point? I have to let her be free so that she can meet a more than 0 book guy.
Yeah, so they can both sit in bed and read books every night. I think this is the male version of what's wrong with dating. You saw a beautiful woman you were attracted to, which is absolutely fine because that is what is gonna attract you to someone in the first place, and you just gave up because she's reading books. Where did this idea that you need to come home every single night and have intellectual conversations with your significant other? There's absolutely nothing wrong with having small talks and asking about her day or asking about her books. Maybe it is that hard for you to pick up a book, but at the same time, you can listen to her for hours telling you about the books she's reading. You don't need to be exactly the same to be in a relationship. I could be wrong, of course, because we're all different, but to me, I think this lady gets it better.
I can't wait to live with my boyfriend, not because we get to hang out all the time, but because I get to do my own thing, but he's in the house. Do you know what I mean? I'm excited to hang out, but mostly I'm just excited to just have him around. We don't need to be talking all the time. We don't need to be doing the same thing. I just like knowing that he's in the other room. I want to do my own little crafts while he's in the other room yelling at the TV, playing video games. I'm so excited for that.
You want marriage advice?
What, from you? No.
Oh my gosh, the amount of trolling that I have received over the content that I have put up about being happily single and celibate. It is so bizarre, my goodness. I had no idea the amount of trolling that I would receive for that. I have been inundated with horrible messages today. I've been out with my family all day, and majority of the messages were filtered, but then some of them were leaking through underneath the videos. But I've had to block these people. They've been sat there all day arguing with themselves. And then they kind of like befriended each other, and then they started talking about me because of my choice. Wow, these are women. You know, I usually get this off men, but these are off women. Women with a lot of internalized misogyny. I have not once ever said there is anything wrong with being in a relationship. I'm just out there and I am spreading awareness and creating content over the benefits of being single and celibate. I am not saying to anyone, go and do X, Y, and Z.
Mama, you call yourself a life coach. First problem with that is that you don't even have your own life together and yet you're out giving others advice. And the second problem is you're not posting about bicycles. You're posting about the glamorous life of staying single. And as it turns out, some women, if not a lot of women, don't want to live the way you live.
I went on a first date the other night and my patience and enthusiasm is running thinner than this hair clip. Within the first 10 minutes he went to me, so what's your favourite flavour of crisp? Listen, I am in my 30s now. Let's cut the bollock. What's your credit score like? Are you in debt? Do you know what a spirit level is? Let's establish all of that first, then you can ask me bollocks like what is my favourite crisp.
Not gonna lie, she had me at spirit level. Of course I know what that is. I used to play a warlock in World of Warcraft. But not as much as a question, but more as a curiosity. Why are you acting like it's my fault you're 30 and single? Stop acting like you didn't go for fun in your 20s and now you hear tick-tock, tick-tock, tick-tock when you go to bed.
Steven, did you know that you were flirting with Jill here? You said she was the pretty blonde nurse? Yeah? I thought you had a girlfriend.
He also said he was very faithful.
You did say you were very loyal to your girlfriend.
Yeah, and that he loves her. Oh, Steven.
Yeah, this is pretty disgusting, but I guess this is where we're at. This is what we're doing now for our stupid little TikToks. And sure, why not? If you ladies watching think there's nothing wrong with this TikTok, then picture two men recording a girl who's under the effect of anesthesia. Let me know how would you feel about it then.
Yesterday, I posted a TikTok video that pissed a lot of people off. Now, that video was pretty soft in comparison to the absolute vitriol that was spilled in the comment section. And to be completely honest with you, the hate comments, the trolling comments, the comments from people telling me to unalive myself, they truly don't bother me. But what does bother me and what I do want to address is the comments from people saying things like, I used to follow you, I'm now unfollowing you. Girl, you used to be one of my favorites, but this video ain't it. I used to support you, I can't support you anymore. And the reason that bothers me is because if there was ever an assumption that my morals, my values, and my beliefs were ever anything other than what was insinuated in that video, then I have not been clear. Yes, I am a beauty creator. Yes, my content is beauty related. And don't worry, we will return to our regular scheduled programming. But as a creator that has an audience that is over 95% women, I think it's incredibly important for me to make it very clear where I stand. I have and always will stand on the side of women's rights. I will always stand on the side that protects women. I will always stand on the side that protects a woman's right to choose.
Yeah, I think we all got a picture. She's a keyboard warrior. Don't disagree with her because she's gonna type all in caps lock or something. Funny enough, this is the pinned video on her page. Even funnier, she never pinned the video she was talking about. This video is since 2024. But we'll leave behind the funny part and we'll get to the actual even bigger joke. Her following is more than 95% women. So that means the mean comments were coming from... Yep, exactly.
This is a really good question. I mean, yes, like, why do men view women in this way? And I mean, the short, simplistic answer is patriarchy, obviously. It probably goes even beyond that in terms of how we raise and socialize men and women, popular culture, religion, all of this plays a role. There are creators on here who do a much better job than I ever could discussing all of these issues in great detail. The reason I don't focus on all of this sort of stuff is because my content, at least the way I see it, is more to help women see the world as it is and act accordingly. Because while it would be great to change this, I don't think we're going to change it right now just by having a discussion. Even if women come up with all the answers, there is no way for us to force men to change. It's really up to men as a collective to decide that they want to change and then to start making meaningful changes. And at the moment, I feel like as a collective, there's a really strong, let's say, resistance to any meaningful change.
That's because you've never given me an even remotely close to a meaningful reason to change. And no, doesn't work. But that's what doesn't work. You haven't even mentioned what I need to change. If anything, why do I need to change whatever I need to change, and for what and for whom? Nothing. But patriarch, no. Keep in mind the comment she was responding to pretty much said, why do men see sleeping with someone as nothing but a issue of what's cheaper? And her answer, of course, is patriarch. Yes, of course it is. I have no idea, and I'm not even gonna bother to look up how much the first ever OF girl used to charge. But today there are free accounts. You can just subscribe for free, and the girls rely on pay-per-view to make any kind of money. Oh, but patriarch, sure. I love competition, cause even though some girls are charging $10 a month, I believe the cheaper I've seen was $3.99. So according to her, I need to pay the $10 a month to fight patriarch. Funny enough, I could have just kept quiet and say nothing and just let her introduce herself, and you guys would have get it. Cause which one of you would have been taken by surprise by divorce guru here mentioning patriarch?
Buscarte.
Alright, this is gonna be it for today. As always, I do hope you enjoyed it. If you didn't, I still appreciate you for making it this far. Thank you all so much for watching. Stay safe, and I will see you in the next one.